Who, if anyone, can join up? Ipswich have obviously got 2 games in hand, but lots of away games left to play. Millwall have got the 3rd place at the moment, couple of head-to-heads. Hull are tied on points. We'll discount apologies anybody else because I want to get Ben's take on the ridiculous 6th place chase. But are you of this kind of general view that most people have, that with the parachute money and the 2 games in hand, that it would be Ipswich that would be challenging if that gap is going to be closed by anybody?
I think so. I think you're bringing Millwall and Hull into the conversation properly if we're saying that the barrier of entry isn't going to be as high as maybe a few people are thinking. And if we do still get a bit of an implosion from Coventry, coming out of this Borough game, they've still got a bit of a tough fixture and whatever, and Ipswich aren't able to take advantage of that. I think we can't afford to rule them out, but I think it would be Ipswich, the team we're looking at the moment, obviously, with those games in hand. There has been a weird quirk with Ipswich this season, though, whereby the first goal has been so important in settling the outcome of the games, whereby, when Ipswich score first, 9 times out of 10, they go on to win. When they go behind in the game, they've got a really bad record of coming back from that. And maybe something I've been a bit surprised about, that McKenna's not figured out more tweaks for that as the season's gone on. Maybe some of the additions in January will help with that in the second half of the season. But that's probably the big weakness that I see there, that I think that they're going to have to figure out something to combat that if they're going to make up that ground on those 2 above them. Because you look at Borough and Coventry and think that even if they go a goal behind in the game, they've got that firepower you always fancy to come back. Whereas Ipswich, for whatever reason, maybe haven't quite figured that out this season yet. But we've still got a ways to go, and that obviously could happen with the talent available there.
You're totally right. And it was the opposite in 23-24. They'd get themselves in and scrape every game and then just get out of it. So am I reading from your kind of your analysis that if the total is closer to 90, it will more likely be Coventry and Middlesbrough with a gap. But if there's going to be more teams involved, that requires maybe one team winning it by a fair amount and then 2 or possibly 3 hovering around low 80s. Is that I can buy that? Is that what you're saying?
I think there's a decent chance that happens. Yeah, obviously off the back of last season, 2 sides getting 100 points. I don't think we're going to see anything close to that this time around. So the scrap for second potentially could get very interesting. I think, which could suit Ipswich.
Yeah, and just to kind of talk about Millwall and Hull, do you understand their fans getting a bit vexed when everyone talks about 2-horse races and 3-horse races? They're in there on merit. What would it take for a Millwall or Hull? And don't let your answer be collapse up ahead.
No, yeah, they are absolutely there on merit, and there probably has been that bit of a bias against them throughout the season. Because of people's expectations at the start of the season and whatnot, but they absolutely can hang in there.